Welcome everyone, it's Randy here, at home like we're supposed to be, and welcome to our episode At Home with Kendall-Jackson. And Lord knows everyone is at home, but if you're going to be at home, you might as well get some wines delivered to your house if you can't go out. And we've got some killer Pinots. It's from what we're calling the North Coast or cool North Coast Pinots that we're going to try today. If you don't happen to have these and you want to relive this moment, you can have them delivered by calling or going online to kj.com, wine.com. You can go to Grizzly and those folks, and they'll deliver some wine along with some cheese and crackers probably for you. You can also go to Total Wine and More, all kinds of places, wine.com, ourselves, you name it. And sometimes you can even go to a restaurant when you're picking up your meal and they'll have our wine. So look for these out and about. But while you're contemplating how you're going to get a hold of them, let's go through and explain a little bit of what we've got here. 3 Pinot Noirs, 100% Pinot Noir on all of them, 100% French oak barrel aged on all of them, 100% estate grown fruit, our very own dirt and terroir, as we like to say. So you can't go wrong. And the tremendous passion of all the winemakers and the vineyard managers that go into making these wines for you. So we're going to start with our Grand Reserve Pinot Noir, and this Grand Reserve Pinot Noir actually happens to be from the great Anderson Valley up in Mendocino County, just north of Sonoma County. Now the Anderson Valley is a very small region, and the valley goes northwest to the north and southeast, obviously, to the south, sort of following the San Andreas Fault. Now at Kendall-Jackson we have a motto. All of our vineyards, or 98% plus, are on mountains, ridges, hillsides, and benches. Well, these vineyards up in the Anderson Valley are pretty much on ridges and mountains. At the very top, 1,800 feet more or less in elevation up there. So what we've done, and we have 4 great vineyards on each side of the valley going north and south for these great Pinots with all wonderful clones. And you know what happens when you have a vineyard with a great view. It's going to make fantastic wines, and all of these vineyards do. So the first is a blend of all 4 of those vineyards. Now this has your typical Pinot Noir character in both the nose and the palate. Dark, dark, dark black cherry, almost like cough syrup. Really rich and unctuous. A mouthful of fruit, some nice toasty tones from the French oak barrel, not too much, because we're all about fruit forward, and oak in a supporting role, but it is nice and round. This actually, I wish that there was a grill going on right behind me with some lamb, or maybe even some duck. I think that would be great, or some mushrooms sort of floating around, because sometimes you get the tone of mushrooms or forest floor tones in a Pinot Noir. But now let's go to the next one. Now this is Outland Ridge. Now the Outland Ridge Pinot is from one vineyard overlooking the Anderson Valley, the one just above Boonville. So it's probably the highest vineyard that we have up there. And here we focus on really 3 clones, what we call the Boeing clones. 667, 777, and then of course 828, which has nothing to do with Boeing. But those are fun clones. They give you a lot of structure, because you're going to find in our Anderson Valley Mendocino Pinots, there is a lot of structure, some tannins. It's got probably the most structure of all Pinots you'll find anywhere up and down the cool coast of California. Here you get more, almost sort of some cedar tones, aside from that pure, dark, elegant black cherry and blackberry tone. And even more structure. It's almost heading off into the Merlot world, but it's got some nice juicy fruit in the finish. That's pretty exciting. And then to kind of complement our North Coast Pinot, Cool Coast Pinot tour, we have the Petaluma Gap Pinot Noir. Now, our first year we had to call it Sonoma Coast because Petaluma Gap wasn't legalized yet, but now it is, and it's called the Petaluma Gap. Now, it's really interesting down there. It's just south of Santa Rosa, just to the north of Marin County, obviously near Petaluma, where you have the wind coming in from the ocean, heading over towards through the Gap to Petaluma and on out towards San Pablo Bay. Now that's kind of down in the Carneros-ish area there, so you'll tend to get a little bit more of that softer Pinot Noir tone, more velvety, sort of more fleshed out in the palate. And this has a little bit more of the high-tone cherry that you'd expect from some of these Pinots. And just as I predicted, it is softer, silkier, especially as it hits the tip of your tongue and then washes across your tongue and falls off the edges. It's that creamy, kind of satiny, velvet-ish finish. This beckons for that other sip. A couple more sips lead to a glass, a couple of glasses to a bottle, a couple of bottles to kj.com. So please enjoy your evening, and thank you for all of your support. We all wish that at some point this will end and we can get out and about and get back to good old hugs and handshakes. Take care.